All right, now we're going to go over the unit itself, and I'm going to go over each and every component and a couple other little things. We'll start right here. You have your hydraulic tank, which you have your fill. You also have a level gauge with a temperature gauge inside. You have your gear pump return line filter here with an on and off valve. Always make sure it's on, and we will be putting zip ties on here so nobody accidentally shuts this off. You have your fill here, which goes down to your pump. You also have the filter. This filter is for the hydrostatic for the water pump. Here you have your cooler, which is temperature activated. It will automatically come on when the oil gets hot enough. You also have your drain valve for the hydraulic tank, which you're on and off, and it does have a plug in the bottom, so you need to pull the plug if you ever have to when you change your fluids. You have a pressure relief valve for the hydraulic circuit off the gear pump, which controls the pressure for the hose reel and your articulating, and also the up and down movement of the level line guide. Here you have your water pump, which is 40 gallons a minute at 3,000 psi. You also have your inlet filter with a shut-off valve. So anytime you want to check, you want to maintain your filter and clean, if there's water in the tank, just shut the valve off and you can pull the screen out and clean that out. Over here you have your pressure relief valve, which is factory set for the pump, so please do not mess with this. This is also right here is a blow off, and it works as a drain. With the blow off, you want to put an air chuck in that matches up to your air hose. During cold weather, you can open this valve and blow the whole system clean, even the hose on the reel. You also have a drain. This valve here is for a drain. It'll drain any of the water that's in the system here. 1,600 gallon water tank. Also, you have over here, we have another fill or another feed line for your hydraulics. You have two pumps underneath. So one is for the hydrostatic, and one is for the
Gear pump.
gear pump. This is where your water feed comes out for your water pump, and you also have a low water alarm in here. So as the alarm goes off, you know you need to start thinking about getting some water in your tank. You have your cone holder here for your cones. Now we're back to the reel. You have your 3,000 psi hose on here. This is your automatic level line, which will automatically go back and forth as you're reeling in and out. You have your mechanical footage counter here. This reel is driven by a hydraulic motor which changes sprockets. And now for the control panel, you have your reel position, which is hydraulically activated, which will turn 180 degrees from left to right. And it does have limit switches on the bottom, so it will automatically stop from side to side. This button is for your up and down adjustment for your hose guide. And we'll go over all this, and I'll run everything once we get done here. This, when you first come back, you want to engage this pump that turns on your water pump. You want to turn on your low water alarm and then turn on the high idle. This will bump up the speed of the engine to the exact RPMs it needs to run the water pump. And then this is your joystick control for your hydrostatics for your water pump. This is off this position. That is 40 gallons a minute. If you go in the center, that's 20 gallons a minute. So you have a full range between 0 and 40 gallons a minute, depending on the size of the lines you're running. If you wanted to run this up a 4-inch line, you would only turn it on a certain amount so you do not flood your lines. You have a remote pendant control, which if you choose not to run the reel, which your reel is in and out here, it's labeled. If you choose not to use that and you're doing easements and you need to stand away, you can plug this in and you have your reel in and out and your pump on and off here for remote applications. You also have a 12-volt auxiliary port for a spotlight or your cellular phone. And also you have an emergency stop button here. If you press, will kill the whole truck, the whole system.
Your speed controls.
And your speed control down here, this is for the reel as you're going in and out. If you turn it all the way to the left is fast, all the way to the right is slow. You have your water shut off. You also have a water shut off here, which you can leave everything on and just turn the water off. That kills the water to the reel without turning the water pump off. You have your hydraulic components here that runs the reel in and out, your up and down adjustments, and your side to side. Here is your water drain. It's piped down underneath the truck to drain your tank. You have your anti-siphon hydrant fill here to fill your tank. Your hose and your hose rack are right here to connect to the hydrants. And your toolbox comes with, this unit comes with 2 nozzles. One is on the end of the hose, the other one's here. This is your nozzle holder. You have your tiger tail for down into the manholes. This pendant is stored in here. We also have your top manhole roller guide, which is stored in the toolbox. So now we're going to go through the procedures of, I'm actually going to run the truck and run the jetter so you can see how the rest of this runs.